Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nerdgasm Podcast, the podcast where we talk about things that are nerdy and things that are naughty. I am the ranch dressing, known as Merlin Sensei. Of course, with me is the French dressing, known as the 12-sided guy. We've got a tasty blue cheese dressing, known as Switch Riggs. Our special guest this week is an Italian dressing, known as Dress Blacks. And of course, the salad that we all want to toss and cover is the Mupacabra.
That's a good one.
That was a
was-
good one.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be back.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Thank you. I missed
I
you
even
guys
specifically told you that we want that to be the name of last week's episode. We miss
too.
Moo.
Because we miss Moo, yes. I'm
Thank
back.
you to YouTube.
It's been crazy. I mean, you can tell by the wall behind us, this is not where we normally,
No, there is
Broadcast
a distinct lack of sexual paraphernalia.
I mean, to be fair, the sexual paraphernalia was typically hidden.
Mostly.
Hidden. But no, we are in a temporary apartment for a little while. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be in a new home by Halloween. So,
Oh, okay.
I no longer
End of the month,
own the
not
red
bad.
wall we normally sit in front of.
yeah.
What's
The
new
red wall actually. The new wall.
wall gonna
I
be?
don't remember what color the wall was in the master bedroom, to be perfectly honest. There's a fireplace in it, I can tell you that
I
much.
think it was pale blue.
What the fuck? Your house sounds amazing.
There's
Five
five
fireplaces.
fireplaces.
We're
There's
not even
4
getting How
inside.
you guys are affording this?
I mean, dual family income-ish.
Necromancy,
Yeah, I'm saying
Black
necromancy
magic.
is more feasible.
ritual sacrifice.
Hostage
I-
negotiation.
You know, okay, that one sure, but I don't see how necromancy is really a well, okay, I guess you could earn money first by being a grave robber, then you bring the bones back to life.
No, Merlin,
You
they're
just
just
do a
really
lot of boning.
they're doing a lot of boning and they're really good at raising family. Okay,
Ah.
There you go.
Necromancy.
No, we're trying not to get ahead of ourselves. We're trying not to count our
Fair.
chickens before they've hatched.
Right.
We have an offer accepted, but we had an offer accepted before, and we still
Well-
ended up in a temporary apartment. So
To be fair though, your former situation is handled now. Like there's no, well, we can't go anywhere until this sells.
absolutely.
Now
Yeah,
it is sold. And it's
So,
not,
yeah,
and now
so-
it's like we need to go somewhere because we don't have anywhere to
So,
go.
odd enough thing, if you all happen to be house shopping, if you happen to find yourselves in the situation that we did, we were originally approved for FHA financing, which has some more stringent, not restrictions, requirements. It has a lot of different things that you have to adhere to, and some pretty specific rules for how much money you put down, percentages, things like that. And we were in that lucky 5% of loans that got audited, and they decided we had to sell our
25%.
25%, whatever. But we fell into that. So when they audited everything, they said, "What's this house?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's the house we live in." And they said, "No, that's liability. Get rid of it." So we had to sell that house before we could move into the new house. And as happens with real estate markets, in the time it took for everything to kind of solidify, a lot had changed. And so, oddly enough, the house we're moving into, now that we're going with a conventional loan, and I could go on for quite some time about the differences there, but the mortgage payment is not going to be substantially more
ludicrous.
than it would have been.
Oh.
Like I think we
Yeah.
end up paying less than $100 more a month for substantially, like 3 times the space. So
I mean, you're basically moving into a mansion from the sounds of things.
yeah,
On over an acre and a half. With
That's
wood.
nice. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm on, what am I on? Am I on 7 acres, 11 acres? But like that's like woods behind my house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I'd like to do something with one day, but I'll probably die before then.
I wish you could see it, audience. It's a pretty place.
it,
It's some
well-
wisteria growing over it. It'd be
I thought you were talking about my house. I'm like, 12, you have never seen.
that you know of.
True.
12's just out there skulking in the bushes. 12 is
The-
secretly the rooster statue. You just don't know it.
The
Yeah.
weirdest
Which one?
thing about the house is it's actually registered with the local historic society.
Nice.
Is your house haunted?
I fucking
Please?
hope it's haunted.
The
I
extra
hope
money
it's
that we could
haunted.
make on tours.
Moo, by the way, something that I'm gonna go ahead and invite you in for and switch you to,
Ah,
since
stores.
you live in same state as I do. Maddie, uh, has invited me to go along to some like IRL, live casting and stuff like that, because he
Oh,
does that off of his phone and stuff. And he's said, "Oh, hey, yeah, maybe we can go ghost hunting or something." I was like, "Do it." And you know who else might be joining us? Raven.
No
oh.
Yeah.
I
You guys
almost
can come by
cannot
and
pass that
spend the
up.
night in our attic.
That's
Come
right.
by and spend the night in our attic. That works.
Right. So, the one of the areas that they want to check out, Moo, is and Switch is by where, well, now where I live, but where we all used to live. If you know the one I'm talking about, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
The one with the kids.
Yes, the one that was inadvertently kind of in Supernatural.
Yeah. The weird thing with that is it's actually very difficult to get down to that spot. We tried
Mm.
back when I was in high school, and they've made it strategically more difficult to get to.
What about the haunted cemetery?
That's
Which
also
one?
in the same town. Maple
No,
Grove,
I know the one you're talking about. The
Yeah.
one with the broken angel statue.
the angel that cries tears of blood. Listen,
Well,
my great grandmother used to get furious about. She's buried in that cemetery, but she would get so mad because that was somebody's headstone. And she hated it because kids would come and vandalize it, and she's like, "These people have no respect." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But like, so I know the statue. I've seen it. Like, I've seen it multiple times as a child. It's not there anymore. It hasn't been for quite some time because it was vandalized so frequently that the family put in a different headstone.
Yeah.
But that's the same cemetery, I believe, that my ex had. He kept saying that he was talking to somebody. And they said, "Who are you talking to?" And he said, "It's the little girl." And they said, "What little girl?" He says, "The little girl that sleeps next to," and then said the name. It was his cousin's name. And they went out and checked, and sure enough, there was like a 3-year-old girl buried next to his cousin. And so they always thought that was interesting. But same cemetery. There's a lot of stories
Yeah.
around that cemetery.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of areas I definitely like to go to in state, and we'll just see what happens. But that is for another time. Also go ahead and check out Maddie on his channel, which I believe is the Hero Zone.
Yeah, I
Is it?
believe so.
Or is it?
We'll go ahead and double check that. Links in the description below. He does a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, world building. He is co-owner of a local game shop, brick and mortar shop and stuff like that. And when he's not doing stuff, his I don't know what you call her exactly, but Dark Wolf, one of his subordinates, for lack of a better
It's Dark Wolf.
term. Dark Wolf does gaming. She started playing Final Fantasy X-2, I believe, the other night. But yes, so exciting stuff this month, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
We
It's
have to
spooky
do
times.
an Nerdgasm EVP sometime. I have a Faraday cage design I used for oh god, what was that group called? The Transatlantic Paranormal Society.
Oh yeah, Taps.
Yes.
Yeah, one
You
of
should be
the
registered with them.
more famous / infamous
We
ghost
you get the
hunters.
Faraday cage with the sound foam at the bottom and the thing in the middle. Oh, speaking of voices and from nowhere.
Well, if we get this place, we will have a podcasting booth set up.
Ooh.
I am
That's news
so
to me. That's
jealous.
exciting.
I'm so jealous.
I said that I want a Beauty and the Beast style bookcase. That's what I want. I want the bookcase with the ladder that I can across the room on. That's
I'm
I
sure
need
that'd
to
be
have
easy
each
enough.
wall on the wall on each side.
so when I go flying off inevitably.
Secret passage.
I need me a
I'm
trap
still trying to
door
figure out where I
that
work
leads to a
at it.
marsh filled with marshmallows.
I always said if I got a big quirky house that had the room to do it, I at least want one sliding bookcase. I just need to figure out where it goes.
See, I could see you guys taking one room and quite seriously turning into the secret room.
True.
It's not. No, there's no real door. You have to use a door from a different room.
There's places in this house we haven't even seen yet.
Oh wow.
We were about to leave, and we looked, and in the billiard room. Yes, I said the billiard room.
Was Professor
There-
Plum with the wrench?
There was a door behind the door that you walk through. And I go, "What's this?" And I open it up, and there's a 6 by 6 foot closet that we just overlooked because it was behind a door.
There were a couple of closets that had padlocks on the doors. I'm guessing guns, just because they had Trump shirts and stuff in the closet. We'll smudge the house. It'll be fine. We'll get some sage in there. We'll clear it all out. It'll
We
be fine.
haven't been in the attic yet either. It's got a
Before
full
you
attic.
smudge it.
But the attic has windows, right? And like normally you don't put a full window in a space unless you can at least like partially stand up in it.
And there
so-
were lights in the attic when we opened the access, and we could see it through the windows in the attic when we stood in the driveway.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
really need to walk.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be all hands on deck when we move, so you guys are welcome to come help us move and then
And
take
well,
advantage.
cannot
I
wait
mean,
to have
you've
a house
only
party.
got 6 bedrooms. Are you going to be able to spare one for us to spend the night in?
You know what's wonderful? Okay. So the living room is so fucking big. It's literally like half the size of the old place. It's the living room is bigger than the storage unit our shit is in right now. We could
Wow.
literally just put everything in the living room, and we wouldn't even miss the space, and like can just move it where it needs to go at our leisure.
Well, give us some
Amazing.
times and dates.
I was going to say November
What?
1st-ish, potentially. Expect a YouTube video of the inside of Moo's house.
Oh,
Not
that's
the
quite
outside, though.
drive
You
to
don't
help
get to see
somebody
that.
move.
We're not going to dox Moo.
Thank you. There's quite a bit. Like hopefully, again, fingers crossed, we close on October 28th. That's what they're really pushing for. So that we'll be in the house by Halloween.
I was going to say, is there any way to expedite things, or
That's pretty fucking expedited, to
pretty
be
expedited.
perfectly honest.
The only way to expedite it is if we come up with a little bit more than twice as much cash as we have right now and just pay it for it in full.
fair?
Then we can close
Fair.
on like the 16th.
We might be able to do that. 12, I hear that up in Canada, there's been issues with rainbow-colored fentanyl.
Oh, well, that
That's a
was an
joke.
American thing.
Do not buy and sell drugs. That was a joke.
I saw that like I had to actually block one of my friends because I defriended them. It's that time of year again where people are like, watch out for the Halloween candy, it's drugs. Nobody's giving your kids drugs. Drugs are expensive.
Yeah. None of these people
Nobody's
like
doing
your
that.
kids enough to give them drugs.
Now, nobody is giving the kids drugs. However, drug dealers at times can be smart, and they are disguising them as candy in candy packages. They're not giving them to kids, but they're disguising it from the police.
Yeah. Nobody's giving your 6-year-old fentanyl.
No.
Fentanyl costs money. Nobody's giving your 6-year-old coke. Nobody's giving your 7-year-old heroin. It's just not happening, to be perfectly honest. It's shit is expensive, guys.
Hell, even
I
razor
can't
blades
afford
have
regular
gotten
food.
expensive. You don't just cram those in apples willy-nilly.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, here's where the odd case of that has happened up here, where somebody has kids get their hands on it on occasion, just due to carelessness, right? But as an aside, the odd occasion where it has happened up here has been how to describe them for the show. One might say they are likely to own Trump shirts. Let's say.
Okay.
Gotcha. Racists? Is racist the
well,
word you're looking
yes.
for, 12?
Well,
Oh.
I mean, amongst others, yes.
And they were giving perhaps children of certain skin colors not good things.
And then blaming the government, like, oh, how the liberal government for making it so easily accessible for homeless and whatnot. What do they call them? The wet clinics, which my town has entirely too many of. But They're a good service though, so I support them. We just have a lot of them.
For some reason, the name Wet Clinic just makes me think of like a name on the sly for like a bar or a tavern. Yeah, I'm gonna head out to the Wet Clinic, get me some liquid courage.
That would be Alberta. Don't at me.
I got the mental image of like an adult breastfeeding club or something.
Damn,
Wet nurse.
sign me up.
One of those
It's so
blood
much
feeding
work.
bars. The wet clinic.
Switch. Do we have any games coming out this week?
Mainly just things coming onto other platforms. Mentioning. Let's see here. On October 4th, we're actually getting Overwatch 2 early access.
Hmm.
Yeah. Near
Now,
Autumn.
I heard that they're taking Overwatch 1 like off the market, like they're not supporting it anymore. They're releasing Overwatch 2 and now they're going to be charging for it?
Free to play, and it's going to be one of those buy cosmetics
Okay.
setups.
Then I had heard wrong. I thought they were releasing it for like a static price buy-in or something like that.
That's for
Like
the early
maybe
access.
$10 or something. Okay.
Yeah, that's early
Gotcha.
access stuff.
My misunderstanding.
I don't know how this is going to work, but the Nier Automata game is coming to Switch. I don't know how the Switch is going to be able to handle that game.
Is it another cloud game?
It does not say, or at least not what I'm looking at.
Okay. I was gonna say, usually ones that are like that come in as cloud games, and that usually doesn't work well. Moo!
Yes, Moo.
I just got a Twitter notification that made me a little bit sad. Trevor Noah is exiting The Daily Show after 7 years. And that makes me
Oh.
just a little bit sad. I really enjoy him. For good reason, right? That's what he talked about. It's been one of my greatest joys, but he wants to go back to exploring. That's just says I miss learning other languages. I miss going to other countries and putting on shows. I miss just being everywhere, doing everything. I really enjoy him. I think he's really brilliant. I think his comedy is really well done. I think he's just so smart. And it just makes me kind of sad that he's leaving. Not that I frequently watch The Daily Show, but I do watch a lot of his clips will show up on Facebook or YouTube, and I do have a tendency to watch those. I thought of something else we have to talk about too, but sorry, you can continue video games.
They're also releasing No Man's Sky onto the Switch too. That one actually. Now that they've fixed a lot of the kinks, is worth looking at. Interested in that game.
Doesn't that game have? Sorry, go ahead.
No, please, 12. You're on this game.
Doesn't that game have a co-op? Like, doesn't the multiplayer you can see each other now?
Yes.
Now.
Should we not?
So it is a. I have the computer version. It is a single player experience, but then yes, there's a multiplayer areas in which that you can communicate with people. You can also invite like four as well to work together and come to your or their fleets or whatever you're doing. But yeah, it's still primarily a single player unless you have.
Oh, see, I was thinking like the Nerdgasm Space House.
Oh, I'd love to do that all day. In Space Engineering, that is multiplayer all the time.
What I was going to say is in regards to games having been fixed, apparently the Cyberpunk 2077 anime that was released on Netflix has reignited the kind of love affair with Cyberpunk 2077, the game. I heard that what's really good now is there is a mod maker out there that is trying ferociously to mod in things from the anime into the game. Basically, I've not seen the anime. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I was kind of excited about Cyberpunk 2077 when it was originally going to come out, but kind of held my mouth shut because I'm one of the idiots that bought Fallout 76, the collector's edition, when it first released, when I had a job for $250.
Ooh, by the collectors. Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 has doubled their sales and their concurrent user base just because of the anime. And there's been a bunch of mods and a bunch of things to make game work better. And also, CD Projekt Red is also fixing all of those problems. Still got a lot to go, but definitely, I'm glad to see the game surge. And same thing with me. I've heard nothing but good things. Boo, what did you have? There's no other good games out. Go.
I was kind of sad about Ned leaving the Try Guys. I don't know if anybody else saw this.
All day.
So it's all over, right? Like 3 different people sent it to me. I brought it up to a coworker because she has all the bobbleheads. Like, I really enjoy their videos. I really enjoy Ned, honestly. I think they do a really great job, and one of the things that I loved a lot about them was the fact that they were unproblematic. If you listen to their podcasts, like early on, they do a whole like joke about how they don't have beef with other celebrities because it's just not a thing that they do, and they're like, we got to start beef with somebody. So like they started making up ridiculous shit to try to like, as a joke, start a feud with somebody. And it never happened because they're just unproblematic. So it was really disappointing for me to see the drama. Like I guess not that my opinion matters in this, right? But like, you don't get to have a consensual workplace romance. Like if you read their statements, Ned put out a statement that just said, I lost track of what was important and I had a consensual workplace romance. I'm not going to talk about cheating. Again, no perfect marriage has that issue. Like, I understand that people cheat for a reason. I get it. I'm not here to judge on that. What I do want to talk about and what I think is important is it's very difficult to have a consensual workplace relationship when you're the boss. When you are the boss, period, capital B, boss. Like, it's really hard for anything to be consensual when people are literally your subordinate. And that was problematic for me. And I'm wondering if it is in fact Alexandria, who is the one that everybody keeps pointing to. She's in the Food Babies if you watch it. If you look at her Instagram, she's still listed as associate producer at the Try Guys. And so I'm wondering if this is them going, well, we recognize that, you're his subordinate, so maybe you felt like you were pressured, maybe you felt like you were this, as to where Ned, they just said, hey, we're done with this, we're parting ways, we don't see a way forward. Obviously, I don't have all the details, and I'm kind of like, I think they've been very transparent about most things that they've gone through, and so I'm interested to see if they will sort of come forward and elaborate more on this, because they had a couple of really oddly edited videos. The last couple ones didn't make a whole lot of sense. There were a lot of like very like close-up camera angles that didn't quite make sense, or segments that appeared to be missing, or stuff that just didn't quite add up, where it seemed like somebody, and this obviously Ned, was edited out of the video. And I didn't know if any of the rest of you were following this, or like, I guess for me that was my biggest take, is how do you genuinely have a consensual workplace romance when you can't be sure that it's consensual?
It's definitely a fine line between consensual and just pressured. I'll just go ahead and use that word. And it I really don't know how you would be able to tell where one starts and one begins, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I have no real input on that. But like, I agree with you that, who knows what actually happened, and if there is, and the way that you explained it, at least, or what I got from it too, is the potential there for a double standard, maybe, in the fact that you said, if it was this associate producer, and they said, Ned, you're gone, but you felt pressured, right? So, like,
Right. And it's
instead
one of those
of
things
just kicking both of them,
where
so
it's speculation, so we can't really tell, right? But
we don't know.
this is a company that has built their image on the backs of these 4 men, and Ned's big image thing was my wife. He was the married guy. That was a big part of what he did. And so that'd be like we come into this podcast and I suddenly look at you guys and go, guys, I'll be celibate from now on. I'll be abstaining from any and all sexual activity. Yeah, I know, it's laughable. Shut up. I'll be abstaining from any and all sexual
I thought
activity.
that was your
I really
previous
don't feel.
marriage.
Oh,
Oh,
shots fired. I didn't say it, friends and listeners. I was not the one that said it. But I mean, it takes, it makes a big difference. Like, he's built his image on being this faithful married man. And so how do you now reconcile this with, what's clearly gone on? And I don't, look, it hasn't been fun going through a divorce without everybody knowing. And granted, I don't know that he's getting divorced, but, none of this is easy privately. To have to do it publicly, I can't even imagine. I'm still getting messages from people going, I didn't know you were divorced. And I'm like, I changed my last name on Facebook. I changed it immediately to my first and middle name, which to me, if somebody first and middle names themselves on Facebook, it's indicative that they do not want to give you their last name for some reason or another. And then I've since changed it back to my maiden name. And to me, that would be a big red flag. Also, my ex-husband isn't in any photos anymore. And if you followed me on Facebook, if you looked at my Facebook, you know that there were a ton of pictures of me with my ex-husband and my children. You don't see those anymore, nor do I show up in his photos. But so that's been a pain in the ass that it's been almost a year now.
Yeah.
I met you on October 23rd.
6 weeks.
It's been almost a year, and there's still people going, "Oh, we didn't know." And it's just
That's when I bust out the New Age Outlaws. Oh, you didn't know?
no. Yeah.
Yo ass better call.
As long as I get to be the D-O-double-G, I'm cool with it. All right, Merlin, that's enough.
Somebody!
Real quick note on video games, though. Netflix is opening up a game studio.
I saw that. Were you the one that posted that, 12?
Yes. There's not a lot that we know of that yet, but just Netflix and game studio.
I
That'll
mean,
be
they seem to
interesting.
have some good ins, so it kind of makes sense. I mean, they've worked with the people that do League of Legends. Now they've worked with CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077, the Witcher series and stuff like that, to create, faithful recreations
true.
effectively.
Go
I don't
ahead,
know.
Moo.
Good.
I have another thing to bring up that I feel like we would be remiss as a nerdy podcast if we didn't discuss. James Earl Jones.
I know. He's still alive, everyone. Don't
He's
panic.
still alive. Dressplex had sent me the article about when did you send that to me? Is it in Facebook? Maybe that's why I can't find it. You want to take away? You talk about this one.
James Earl Jones has signed over the rights to his voice as Darth Vader to an AI company whose name I cannot remember. Free Speecher out of the Ukraine. So that should anything happen to him, the voice of Darth Vader can live on in perpetuity. In fact, all of the Darth Vader dialogue in Obi-Wan Kenobi is from Respeecher. That was not James Earl Jones. The last time he recorded any dialogue as Darth Vader was Rise of Skywalker.
Well, that allows the voice to continue on even past himself.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing. Not good that he has to giving it up, but that we have the ability to continue to Darth Vader.
Right.
Well, he's 91, right? And so, realistically, that's what they said. He hasn't announced his retirement officially, but, his voice is very distinctive. There's not a way. And it's odd because we were watching Obi-Wan Kenobi remarking about how wonderful it was that he did this voice because, it would be sad if we didn't have such an iconic voice. And then here you find out.
Yeah.
Sorry, our lights flickered. Here you find out it actually wasn't him. Which is good to know that we've come that far in technology. I mean, kind of scary that we've come that far in technology, but also good to know we've come that far in technology that we can do that.
We are nowhere near the scary
NFT
stuff.
your own face, trademark your voice just as a precaution, because now the AI company owns or Disney really owns, but Disney owns the
No.
the voice of Darth Vader, which is the voice of right. They can make him say whatever they want now,
Right.
and so
Well,
not
just
that Disney would,
I'm
but
going to go ahead and save one voice clip of his for if they ever dare to release Star Wars Episode 10. No.
I'm waiting for this is Disney Plus.
Oh God.
Oh no. No, I don't think we're even close to the scary stuff yet. Nowhere near it. Yeah, maybe 50 more until that actually is scary. And guess what? We'll be old.
Oh,
At
I'm
that
hoping
point.
to be dead
And the
in
whole
50
world will be
years.
scary anyways.
I see Pete's.
Yep.
I
Oh
see
yeah.
Pete's in the bed.
singularity.
The Pete's are warm. She's not happy.
Let's go ahead and knock out the Geeky Weeky real quick, shall we?
Real
Yes,
Sure.
sir.
Your sneaky peeky at this week's Geeky Weeky that starts with Sunday, October 2nd. Did I say it was National Fried Scallops Day? That sounds like something I'd say. I like fried scallops. I like any kind of scallops, really. I believe I did say it was fried scallops because I mentioned a dish I get called pad thai, which is like a seafood curry that has scallops in it. It's also Change a Light Day, Guardian Angels Day, International Day of Nonviolence, National Custodian Day, National Michelle Day, as in the name, National Produce Misting Day, World Farm Animals Day, and Mental Illness Awareness Week. Monday, October 3rd is Mean Girls Day. Unfortunately, this year it does not fall on a Wednesday. Very
October
sad.
3rd.
It's also National Boyfriend Day, National Child Health Day, National Kevin Day, as in the name, National Techies Day, as in, I guess we're all in some way, shape, or form techies. Maybe not Moo so much, but. National Wide Awakes Day, World Architecture Day, and Back Care Awareness Week. Tuesday, October 4th is Improve Your Office Day, Kindness to Animals Day, National Cinnamon Roll Day, delicious. National Fruit at Work Day, National Taco Day. Is that a Tuesday? Please tell me it's a Tuesday. Taco Tuesday.
Every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday at the
Yeah, but now
university.
it's officially National Taco Tuesday. It's also National Vodka Day, World Dyslexia Day, and World Space Week begins.
Could you spell that for me?
DSX. Sound like that. Wednesday, October 5th is International Walk to School Day. Maybe your last chance to do so before it gets too cold. It's also National Apple Betty Day, which is a type of dessert. It looks like a apple crumble cake kind of thing.
Apple brown Betty is kind of like it's similar to like an apple crisp, but not exactly.
Delicious. National Be Nice Day. National Do Something Nice Day. National Get Funky Day. National Kale Day. National Kiss a Wrestler Day. National Pumpkin Seed Day. National Rhode Island Day. And it's the start, or is, Yom Kippur for the Jewish faith.
Does The Rock still count as a wrestler at this point?
Sure, why not?
You hear that, Dwayne? I'm coming for you.
In more way than one.
Giggity.
Thursday, October 6th. Inbox Zero Day. It is the day where you go into your emails inbox and try and clean it out the best you can. So that way your inbox is at 0.
My notifications are always at a 0. I cannot stand like my ex-husband. That was one of the things that made it crazy. Had literally like his little like thing on his phone. It would be like
Always
16,
blinking.
1,000 notifications, and it made me nuts.
Thursday is also National Badger Day, as in the animal.
Badgers.
National Isabella Day.
Mushrooms.
National Mad Hatter Day. National Noodle Day. Ooh, that sounds good. Maybe I'll go get some noodles. National Orange Wine Day. National Plus Size Appreciation Day. I'm plus size. And I will appreciate you. It's also World Cerebral Palsy Day. Friday, October 7th, Kids Music Day, National Body Language Day, National Forgiveness and Happiness Day, National Frappe Day, National Jonathan Day, World Cotton Day, and World Smile Day. Saturday, October 8th, is Alvin C. York Day, and the only reason why I mention this is because one of my family's favorite movies as I was growing up is called Sergeant York, which is a little bit embellished, but it's practically a documentary about Sergeant Alvin C. York. It's actually a fantastic movie. It's in black and white. I highly recommend watching it. It's just a good time in general. Saturday is also I Love Yarn Day, International Birth Registration Day, National Chess Day, National Fluffernutter Day. Have any of you ever had a fluffernutter?
Yeah.
I have too. I think they're okay. National Justin Day, National Lance Day, both of those are name days. National Pierogi Day, National Salmon Day, and World Octopus Day. So go ahead and watch some tentacle hentai. Sunday, October 9th, your sneaky peeky for next week's Geeky Weeky, International Beer and Pizza Day.
Do you know
Indulge.
there's some speculation that octopi, depending on who you ask,
Octopodes even, sometimes.
might be actual aliens, as in somehow came over on a space rock at some point, and there you go.
I'm pretty sure that's the human race, too.
Cephalopods.
I could believe that.
All right, that is the Geeky Weeky. Moo, we, in our own studios, as well as the people at homes, are probably all waiting with bated breath to finally get back to some gasming. Please tell us that you have something planned.
I have a little bit of gosh darn it. Sorry, this earbud is not staying in my ear. I have just a little bit of good news that I wanted to share with everybody. Because I just wanted to brag a little bit. I got accepted into grad school. Different kind of gasm, obviously, but I got accepted into grad school and I will be starting again in the spring. So hopefully within a couple of years you will have Master Mubacabra. And I will have that master's degree behind my name. I'm just really excited about it. It's nice to be headed back to school. It's nice I like to learn. I'm a big old dumb nerd like that. I really just
It's great to learn.
Enjoy being in a classroom.
Because knowledge is power.
I'm excited. Schoolhouse Rock. As far as swear to goodness. As far as the naughty goes, I thought this was interesting, and I don't know if you guys brought it up already, but did you see that Bad Dragon released a new toy? And his name is Haiku, and it essentially looks like a dragon head. Like you can see like the full like face, which all I could think of was Haku.
Very Spirited Away. Yep.
Yes, from Spirited Away, which I've only seen it once. It was not my favorite movie, but like I was a little bit bothered by like the thought of fucking myself with a water dragon spirit, whatever. I was a little uncomfortable with it, just saying. But I'm a little uncomfortable with like a handful of the ones that they have on there, so it could be worse.
Oh, hold on a second. I just saw Celine. What do we have here?
Yeah, there's another masturbator on there now too.
Mm-hmm.
So is this just the list of Bad Dragon toys that you're uncomfortable with?
I mean, we could do a list of bad dragon toys that I'm uncomfortable with because there's more than one. The horse cock makes me nervous. I don't know what it is
I
about
think
that one.
horsecock makes everyone nervous.
I mean, it should.
Saying.
The only thing that I've heard about Bad Dragon recently is that there was a realization recently that they actually sponsor a car that is in, I don't know if it's NASCAR or like a related league or something like that. I don't know much about NASCAR, but they sponsor one of the cars, and apparently it won a major race recently.
No way.
So
Woohoo,
yeah.
dick car!
It would be funny if, like, instead of a little hood ornament, it was just a dildo.
Watch it flopping, going like 200 miles an hour.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do
You
be
put the
like
drag
that
and drag
sometimes.
race.
No, so between this, I have, I guess, something to, and wow, words. Holy cow, guys. It's been so long since I've had to do this. 12's background actually made me think of this, right? Because his simulated background has that lovely fireplace in the background. And this house we were looking at, obviously, with the plethora of fireplaces, it occurred to me that I have never had sex in front of a fireplace.
Hmm.
And I'm wondering if any of the rest of you have had that experience. And if, of course, you have, you big old dork.
It
If
gets
you wouldn't
warm
mind,
fast.
it gets warm fast. I would expect
Like-
it to get warm fast.
I have not.
Well, it's one of
Not
those like
either.
there's it gets hot during sex heat, which obviously, and then there's like, oh, we started way too close to the fire for this. We need to like stop and move away because the one side is just feeling the heat way too much. So that is a thing. Plus, it just gets
You're
dirty
being-
sometimes.
It gets dirty sometimes?
Well,
Well-
Close to the fireplace are you fucking, 12?
Well, sometimes their hands are on the thing in front of the fireplace. Not the mantle, the other part. I always forget the name of it.
The hearth?
The base. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Right, and if you're if you're not particularly, sometimes it gets dirty with the ashes and whatnot, right? So you end up with dark hands.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be that close. Just saying.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely a safety hazard.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
slightly concerned for you and your partners.
Yeah, pubes are flammable.
Well, all hair
I haven't had
is.
that. Well, actually, the one time that happened was a birthday party, and not how you might think.
You're going to need to elaborate on that one.
What? Okay, so it was a sky-clad birthday party, and the woman whose birthday party it was got too close to the cake with the candles, and the table just happened to be crotch level. And yep, and
Whoosh.
well, she was a redhead too, so we were making firebush jokes for years after that.
Somebody got a inadvertent Charizard.
Yes.
So,
Oof.
like, okay, I'm sorry. Who wants to eat a cake that somebody's vagina was that close to? I'm just saying. I've put vaginas in my mouth. I've put far more cakes in my mouth.
It's not like vagina travels through the air onto cake. I mean,
No,
I mean, yes, there's ways that can happen. I get that, but
as someone
it's not like
who
the
has
sheer
had
presence
sex
of
with a
vagina
cake-
somehow taints your cake.
Yeah, well, there's. Listen, San
did
Francisco.
you just wait? Whoa! Did
not
you
gonna
just say
gloss
you had
over the
sex with a cake?
facts.
Did you just say you had sex with a cake?
More
I
than
don't
one
know
occasion.
if it's better or worse than having
Yes,
sex
it's
with a
worse.
pie.
Okay, well, so the mechanics of that are a whole other conversation. So
No. Listen, shh. I don't care if the mechanics of that are a whole other conversation. We're having that whole other conversation right now. Pray tell, how old were you when you fucked a cake?
21.
Pray tell, why at 21 years old did you elect to fuck a cake?
It was a very pretty cake.
No. So it was somebody's birthday party, and that was the request. So
Hold on.
Somebody
They
requested
requested?
you fuck a cake.
Well, this was San Francisco. This was
You
everybody.
can't.
Was
No. You don't get to just say this was San Francisco as an explanation for why you put your personal dick in someone else's birthday cake.
I was the newbie. That was kind of their tradition at the time. Was new guy
Was
to the
to
party
fuck a
fucks the-
cake?
Yes.
Newbie fucks the cake. Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Did they at least lick the frosting off?
Yes.
I need to know what flavor cake this was.
Chocolate.
12 flavored.
Well, that too.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Chocolate and
Not
felt.
just meat flavor. Well, depending on which year, not just meat flavored, but
Did you gangbang a cake?
on one occasion, yes. I get again, Bert. Listen, these are very
Again, it was
interesting
San
people.
Francisco.
What can I tell you?
Do you eat the cake after it's been violated?
Me, no.
That's
No.
for the subs.
But somebody eats the cake after it's been violated.
Yes.
I'm not sure if this is a waste of good. Okay, I have another question.
Okay.
Do you have to finish in the cake?
Well, that's just generally the request. Yes.
Just don't
Does
see
the
there
cake-
being enough gripping power in the cake.
They-
to
That's
Wow,
what I'm
does-
wondering. Does a cake feel good enough to warrant that?
If you really want, you get like the cake pan and you put some pressure on the top, but it's no. You kind of
I
have
mean-
to like start off elsewhere and finish in the cake.
Maybe if it's a casata cake with like the custard and strawberry layer in
Oh,
the
maybe.
center.
Hadn't considered this was just like these the chocolate cake. Well, chocolate cake, right? So, but cakey with icing versus like a
I have
base
so many
with.
questions, and I don't know that I want to know the answers to any of them.
Listen, it was a very interesting
This was
time.
San Francisco, yeah.
It was
I'm
San
bothered.
Francisco. Going backpedaling
Did the
ever
cake
so
consent?
slightly.
Did you have consent from this cake?
Well, they had
Inanimate
consent
objects.
from the cake owner.
Yes.
Switch had his hand up.
Yes, switch.
I did. So it was MB Racing, by the way, which is not a full-on like car, or like large go-karts.
Oh,
But
Oh,
there is a
yeah.
national championship and all that good stuff, and he did win it. Mike
hell
Blue,
yeah!
or Mick Blue.
Fantastic.
Continuing on.
Going back to Bad Dragon though, as I was doing a little bit of research on the type of animal that Celine is based on. For any of you Bethesda fans, I believe Celine is based on a Khajiit.
Oh, there you go.
Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
What were you saying, Switch?
I was saying the person that won with Bad Dragon this
Gotcha.
year. It's a smaller vehicle. People were saying maybe it's NASCAR, maybe something.
Yeah. That was my misunderstanding for what specific realm.
Now I want to mod Celine into Fallout so it can be launched from the junket cannon.
Hold up. I'm sorry. I just listen. I just got completely derailed. McDonald's is releasing new Happy Meals for adults to create one of the most nostalgic experiences. This is new to
Yep.
me. This cactus plant flea market box.
Yeah.
It has the little holy fuck. It has the little figurines, Grimace and Hamburglar and Birdie and the Cactus Buddy. Like I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
but
This
why
was a
do they
thing.
have 4 eyes?
I don't know. I have no idea why they have 4 eyes. I'm a little bothered by why they have 4 eyes, but I'm just kind of
They're
I'm just
playing
kind of
to us
excited about that. I
millennials.
apologize. I got derailed entirely. I've had a rough couple weeks, guys.
It's okay.
My brain is all over the place still. So the ADHD is at an all-time high. Once we are hopefully moved into this new house, I can relax and breathe.
Oh.
But
Moo Penny
So-
on the track. Meh.
Real quick on the house thing. Gonna be able to hide from the little ones. and they won't have that radar. You're gonna see how big that radar is. How they know what you're doing and interrupt it.
They've never been particularly big on that. Like, that's never been a problem that we've really run into. Also doors, right? Like, we
Yeah.
believe in
Doors
doors in this
exist.
household.
Locks exist.
Doors
I
exist
was
and locks exist.
I was more or
Um,
less going with the couple years ago information is that they would always know when you.
Oh yeah, that with my ex-husband, yeah, it happened so infrequently, but like it was like they had a sixth sense. But nowadays, the biggest thing is like first thing in the morning, they are coming to wake us up, and it's what they do
Ah.
every single time. And with this new house, it's like good fucking luck if you can find our bedroom, you deserve it.
Or find
Mom, can we
you.
play video games?
I'm
We
Or
want
just find you.
pancakes. Can we watch Bluey?
so much Bluey. I'm just
Set up an
excited. Like
obstacle course in the hallway.
I'm a little excited for the prospect. Like there's kind of like a fun so like even like we moved into this house and it was exhausting, but it was like or the apartment. It was like it's the first night in the apartment. We have to like
Christen it.
christen it.
Oh,
You can come in if you want, but if you don't sit over there, they're gonna see your face.
Hi, Titmouse.
Merlin says hello. She says hi. She waved.
Lower the editing budget by sitting over there.
That's right.
She's over there. It'll be all right. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited for this new house to kind of just be like, what's the best way to mark our territory in all these rooms without scarring anybody?
Or pissing on everything.
I mean, I don't intend to piss on everything just because property values, but
Just
Marking
make yourself.
territory, though.
Piss on things, honestly. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to piss on things.
I mean, there are a lot of people that want to piss on things. Let's be perfectly clear.
Yeah.
That's a very valid, fairly widespread kink. But
R. Kelly.
it's not just R. Kelly.
He's probably the most well-known pisser.
Not R. Kelly the place out.
Donald Trump, if you believe the stories
Actually,
about those tapes.
Donald
He didn't
Trump
do
was
it.
the
He
one pissed
paid
on.
people to.
Donald Trump was the one that got pissed on.
Yes.
No, that's not the story. The
Oh, I
story
thought
is
that was the
he
story.
paid Russian
Matches.
hookers to piss on the bed in the presidential suite in Moscow because the Obama slept in there previously.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we'd rather sleep in Russian hooker piss than a bed the Obama
No,
slept in?
the story is that he paid to watch them piss on that bed.
Oh, okay. That makes simultaneously more and less sense.
Yeah, well, it's Donald Trump. I mean, whether it's true or not,
Right. I mean, like, it makes more sense just because he doesn't strike me as someone that has a piss kink, or at least not somebody that would want to be pissed on. Like, I could see
it would
him.
make more sense if he had not paid the hookers when it was all said and done.
Yes.
Yes.
True. All right.
Well, you pissed on the bed. I'm out.
Yep. That's right.
Didn't pay the hotel. Didn't pay the hookers.
That's right. That piss
Flip
was
a table.
Probably
huge.
involved ketchup.
If I had
Ketchup
paid
and
for the
Diet.
piss would have been huge. It
That's
would have been Diet Coke piss.
That's right. All right. I think that's a decent enough place to go ahead and end things. Thank you all, as always, for listening to us here on the Nerdgasm Podcast, the podcast where we talk about things that are nerdy and things that are naughty. You can go ahead and catch us all a couple of different places on the internet. Best place to go ahead and find us all is on our link tree at linktr.ee/nerdgasm, spelled
3RDGA5M.
That's right. As always, friends, listeners, compatriots, lend me
Diet
your
Coke
ears. Please try and remember to be excellent to each other.
Enjoy yourselves and love yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Give yourselves grace. Please make sure you have consent from everybody involved before you put your genitalia in baked goods.
And if your
Consent was
urine tastes
gotten,
sweet,
it was their
see
birthday.
your doctor.
That's
You may have diabetes.
It's diabetes.
Yeah.
Make sure to get your fiber.
Next orgy at Moon's place. See you out, everybody.
Woo! All right, everyone. Until next time. Bye for now.
Bye, friends.